Okay. Time for take 2.
We haven't got all day.
Someone else can call the shots today.
This is the will of the gods!
Everyone, the Whispers have bestowed unto me a proposal. Right now, there is no reasoning behind our use of this room. But should we not be using it for its intended purpose? That is, to identify information about our situation.
Oh, soft.
And about this traitor that is supposedly concealed amongst us.
What's your condition?
And how do you suggest we go about doing that?
Do you hear it?
We need a system founded on reason, not willful ignorance. A most trivial matter to resolve. The room offers a glimpse into an individual's unconscious, does it not? This includes the aspects of themselves that they do not wish others to see. So, is it not reasonable that we use the room's functions to expose this traitor? If that Satan-spawned bear is not lying about the way this room works,
I shall cleanse these impurities.
then even the traitor could have their true intentions exposed in this room.
Please.
You're saying we should identify the people we suspect of being the traitor and put them in first.
For the Great British Empire!
If that's the case, then I, for one, have nothing to hide. Then, let us assume that we identify the traitor.
What flawed logic.
What if, like, a certain someone we simply find out about an embarrassing phase in their life? That would hardly be incriminating. The nature of these rooms is not something that can be readily mitigated. So, I stand with Vidica. Her reasoning is all we have to work with right now. It's not much, but it's certainly better than nothing.
Scanning.
Since Zeke started from the leftmost room, why don't we keep it simple and move rightwards each day, one door at a time? In the absence of any verifiable information about the contents of each room, I think this is the best we can do. And if push comes to shove, we can come up with a system after we've gone into each room at least once. Thanks to Zeke, we now know that the leftmost room has a theme along the lines of embarrassing memories. I am glad the flock is in agreement. To summarize, we shall be using this motive to seek out the traitor, one room at a time. Where's Eden? It stands to reason that the traitor will be at their most vulnerable if they are subject to the right type of room. We just need to ensure that this happens.
Whispers guide me.
Are there any dissenting voices? No one spoke up. It seems like a reasonable plan on the surface, at least.
Jeez!
If only I only wish we knew more about exactly how the rooms work. Now, how would we even start?
Let's see some push-ups.
Nobody's behaving suspiciously at all. You mean you can't think of any suspects?
What a typical
I, for one, can name
dumbbell.
at least 5 potential people.
Why?
Yeah. Do you really trust us that little, Florence?
Please, excuse my
That
phrasing.
was dubiously phrased. I meant to say that there are at least 5 people here who, if they turned out to be the traitor, will not surprise me at the least. It's not much better. Am I one of them, Florence? A suspect.
Please, tell me more.
Am I one of the suspects you have in mind?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that isn't information I can simply give away.
Scanning.
I understand. But I'm certain that that at least a few of you view me as a strong suspect. And that's following an optimistic assessment of the situation. That's to say, most of us. I appreciate what I think you're trying to do, Grace. But this is for everyone's benefit.
I hope hope that this is okay.
I know that social convention would ordinarily make it uncomfortable, even impossible, to point something like this out. But I want you all to know that I understand. I'm different. I have been since the start. And I feel I'm no closer to finding out more about myself than I was at the very beginning. Not only could this clear my name, but it could also... Please, just this once.
If you would allow me to interject.
I ask that you all indulge me in my selfishness. Comrade Robokar, she's gonna die.
Initiating Mein Kampf test.
But do robots even have an unconscious mind? It seems we're about to find out.
What a scoop!
I, for one, cannot wait to see what the result of this is. Well, it seems you have our blessing.
How enlightening!
Tacitly, at least. Then, I won't waste any more time. She began walking the length of the room, in the direction of the door that stood second from the left. Wordlessly, everyone followed closely from behind. Within seconds of entering the room. Like yesterday, the world swirled listlessly until... It couldn't be! Not again! Wait. Oh... Lucinda Airways Flight 11037? I don't understand. There's no mistaking it. It's the wreckage of the downed Lucinda Airways plane.
Can't say I like this.
Any journalist would be able to recognize it right away. Not just journalists.
This isn't right.
Almost anyone would be able to recognize this. But something feels off. Oh.
Sorry.
I'll let you guys know if it hits me. I feel like Elisa is onto something here. Something that's also at the tip of my head. Think, Nat, think! What's off about this? I don't know. Okay, let's all rationally consider this.
Let's do it together.
Why would the bicameral room appear like this for Miyu? Could it not simply be that Leviticus' suggestion is working as intended,
What would Freud say?
and that the truth has been exposed? At best, we know that she is related to the bombing incident. And at worst, she may have orchestrated it herself. No!
This isn't hopeless.
There must be another explanation for this, right, Miyu? Wait.
Where's the logic in this?
It seems she has lost the will to defend herself. She doesn't need to defend herself.
I can't accept this.
There are other explanations for her room being this way. Like...
Everyone.
Maybe she was on the plane when it crashed? Me and my big mouth. On the plane?
Objection!
But she's standing right here in perfect working order. You're the witness. I got to testify about the brain injury.
Very good, sir.
Sir makes a valid assertion. How could she have been on the plane if everyone on board perished? She's a robot. Are you perhaps suggesting she was found, then reconstructed? Perhaps. There was a...
I'm sorry for that.
Just detective
Seriously.
intuition speaking, yeah. But now that you've broached this topic,
The
I'm eager to
possibilities
hear
are
more about
endless.
this detective's intuition.
Leave it to me.
Okay, Nat, you got this. I think, in a weird way, what this image is trying to tell us is that not everyone on board died. At least, not right away. Wait, so is Miyu a real person?
That shouldn't have been possible!
You're gonna have to run that by us again. Look at the way it's positioned. This exact picture would be meaningless unless you were there at the scene. Oh, it's true. What does that mean? I got it! This wasn't the picture as it was published in the papers.
This just in.
The press was given something else to work with. A picture taken from a different angle. Is there a possibility that you're simply mistaken, Elisa?
This isn't right.
Not a chance. I'll back her up on this. And me too. But how do you know so much about the incident, Natalia? Did you do some investigating of your own while you were at Terminus? Yes, correct. Even though I was only there as an executioner, not an investigator, I was still granted provisional access to the crash site. And what of your findings?
Leave it to me.
I tried to simplify my logic. To the untrained eye, this is simply another reconstruction of the down Lucinda Airways plane. As far as wreckages go, it's pretty distinct. However, to be able to make this particular reconstruction in such clear detail, there's no question about it, you must have been at the scene itself. This would have been impossible for someone who simply took a cursory glance at the newspaper. But at the same time, the passengers would not have been able to see the outside of the plane, as it appears here, assuming they died instantly. And was it not possible to simply sneak up to the crime scene after the fact? It's a negative. The scene was cordoned off and heavily guarded from the moment it was discovered. Wow. You're so much more serious when you're not speaking like a... Yeah.
Not like this!
Indeed. I'm no longer surprised you're related to that ultimate detective.
Such
The same
finesse.
certification to thorough inspection runs in the family. What do you make of this, Miyu? I'm still trying to process what she just said. I don't think she's entirely correct. But she's not entirely wrong either.
Updating existing data.
I felt as though a few gears clicked inside me when she said that. That I was at the scene.
Multiple system failures detected.
And yet, I feel as though I am unable to elaborate any further. What could this all mean?
Spill! Well, gang, is it time we search for clues yet?
What a typical dumbbell.
Now you're interested in helping.
I was always interested.
Just kidding.
Who cares if I'm not actually interested? Any help is good, right?
This is an insult.
Only when it doesn't interfere with the crime scene. It's a production.
I trust that this is
If you'd excuse
satisfactory.
me, ma'am. I believe we already knew that. No, like an actual projection against the back wall.
How unsightly.
It looks like someone got very lazy this time around.
This must be the work of my
I mean,
arch
it's just an
nemesis.
image? Did anyone bring a camera? If only I'd exercised the appropriate foresight.
The office is now closed.
Not to worry. The room was abruptly plunged into darkness. I found the projector.
Not like this!
Ah! Who turned the lights?
Oh, you have got to be
Oi,
shitting me.
Keep your hands off my face.
Only if you get your hands off my jacket.
You're doing it on purpose.
Don't you start.
You're doing it on fucking purpose, aren't you? What the?
I didn't sign
Stop
up for
it!
this!
Over the course of an excessively lengthy minute, you all find your way out of the bicameral room, dazed and confused. With nothing else to do at the room, you decide to head back to the school. On the way there, over the course of an excessively lengthy minute... Oh wait, we already went through this. On the way there...
Equilibrium draws closer.
Hey Nat, do you have a minute or two?
Mommy?
What is it, Eden? What I'm about to tell you is between me and you, got it?
Leave it to me.
Ooh, confidentiality. You can count on me. A few of us have been keeping a secret from everyone else. Ever since we found out about the Lucinda Airways flight.
The silence
Please don't make me regret
intensifies.
It's okay, Eden. You can trust little old me. That's precisely the last thing you should say if you want someone to trust you. Let's make this quick. We just need some shade, if possible. Perhaps in one of those buildings over there. You move to the darkened room. Screaming, alarm, smoke. Laughing. The laughing is what gets me. Pleading. Bang, lightness, pain. Yeah, I'm going to review it one more time. Something seemed different about this, though. Smash, smoke, screaming wind, alarms, laughing. Ha ha ha, pleading. Bang, lightness, pain. Let's move on. That is... And you say you've been keeping this from everyone else?
Speak to me, O divine eye.
And with Blaze and Magnus gone, only a handful of people remain who know about the seance. Oh yeah, she didn't know about the seance. But what made you show it to me, Eden? This information seems like it could be dangerous in the wrong hands. I want you to know in case something were to happen to me. Oh no.
Don't say that.
This is for the best.
To me, it's a fair precaution, you know. When we had the original seance, I felt a certain presence. Something was definitely amiss at the time. Perhaps the traitor was made aware of it. And if they weren't, maybe they found out about it since. I can't know for sure, so I'm going with my gut here. I don't think the traitor knows about the seance yet, and I don't think you're the traitor. Of course, I've already been wrong before about going to the mansion. It turned out to be a key place, but not for the reason I had anticipated. That place was where Magnus died, and through him, Blaze. That's why I trust you, Nat. Not only has Blaze passed on the torch to you, but I feel a connection to you on that idea of responsibility. Why blame yourself when you could be blaming the person who sets the events in motion in the first place? I led them to that mansion. So that whole habit of apportioning responsibility it becomes just an endless cycle of what about me? Figuring out who shot who and the what. Just so tiring. Even so, the mansion may have been found regardless of your intervention.
The silence intensifies.
And we weren't the first people there. Yet I can't help but feel we only searched as hard as we did because I was there. Telling everyone that there was something important hidden within. But anyway, it's too early in the day to be talking about this sort of stuff.
You know.
I'm sure you have more important things to be doing.
Hi. Leave it to me.
Thank you, Ethan-chan, for putting your trust in me. You can thank me by not letting me down. And that... Yes, Eden-chan? Actually, it's nothing.
There's no need to worry.
Don't mind me. Well, if you change your mind, you know where to find me. Of course I do. And on that note... Wait. And on that note, the conversation ended. It's time to practice lines for the upcoming plays. No matter what my personal thoughts are, I have to join the others. Ugh. Why do they have to be Shakespeare?
Do you hear it?
All the world's a stage.
Nani?
Nani? Our lines, dear lad. We are to practice them, are we not? Hi! So I'm Duke Senior.
Caution
Duke
is
Senior.
advised.
No, that would be Virginia. I do believe Orlando is your role. Orlando Bloom? He seems to be a refined gentleman. Oh, never mind.
How mysterious.
Or is he? I don't know. I don't know much about Orlando Bloom. I wonder what his views of the gods may be. Gender swapped like usual.
Jeez.
Where is Virginia-chan anyway?
How souls.
If she will not appear, then we will have to make do without. For all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances.
This is the will of the gods!
And one man in his time plays many parts. That casual transition back into her lines. She's a natural at this. Meanwhile, up here's Dash.
Just you watch.
Shylock. I am a Jew. Really now? I think Levitica will be pleased to hear that.
Silence, slave!
I'm simply repeating my lines. I'm not actually a Jew.
Wow.
Did Shakespeare really write that?
Nice.
Oh, you have got to be shitting me.
Okay, fuck this. I'd rather get stabbed.
Such a wonderful person.
What is this gonna be? Oh god, what's the play? It's either Macbeth or Hamlet. Oh, Julius Caesar, okay. Yes. This bond between Grace and Dash is the greatest thing ever. You spend the rest of the evening practicing your lines, secretly grateful you have something to occupy your mind. Oh, it's nighttime. The bicameral room. There's a definite power to that place. It's indescribable. Unscientific. Visiting that place almost feels like a routine now. Something to be done every day, as if by dictation. Like a prison schedule. And when you take that away from a prisoner, all that's left is a hollow state of disarray. I'm being too serious. What would Sis say at a time like this? Gosh, Nat-chan, Why do you have to be so serious all the time? I really hope you're okay. I'm sorry I can't be there for you right now, but I'll come as soon as I'm out. And don't think I've forgotten about you, Blaze. Are you senpai?
Leave it to me.
Just you watch. I'll get everyone out of here. There doesn't need to be another senseless killing. Not another. Still, the thing that so-called Game Master said. I can't help but feel that there is something hidden buried in those words. Something disturbing. Like the ramblings of a deranged prisoner. Ah! I wish I had more time to work with! I really hope the next meeting turns up something concrete. Another visitor? Who is it?
As logic dictates.
Okay. May I trouble you with my presence? Why now? Hi! Come on in, Sigmund-kun. You let Sigmund into your room. I see the interior hasn't changed since yesterday. Why would it? You got me.
I tried.
I've never been one for interior rearrangement. But is that really what you're here for, Nya? Given the time of day, I'll be straightforward with you. I have a favor to ask. A favor?
Sheesh.
The last time this happened, I ended up having to collect everyone's... I mean nothing, yeah? Must think before speaking! I promise this will be quick. I'm in the process of gathering some data on the extent of our memory loss. And to better facilitate this, I wish to trial a new psyche evaluation test on you.
I would not be opposed.
The questions might be rather invasive, so I thought I'd call it in as a favor. That's it? I'd be glad to, yeah? I knew I could count on you. Note that in the scheme of things, this may not be such a small thing after all.
This is but a social construct.
After all, I am doing this to expand the field of knowledge itself. Okay, shall we begin? I'll start with the standard memory loss question. Number 1. Do you remember your favorite moments from childhood? He proceeded to ask you a series of questions designed to test your memory. Finally, do you remember what happened in the days, weeks, or even months leading up to our kidnapping? Try and consciously direct your attention to every individual day. Focus on any key events that may have happened, and whether you remember encountering any of us outside of purely incidental context. Let's see. There's a time I spent in Terminus. That was when I saw Blaze. Yes, after returning, I dedicated much of my free time to surveying him. Tracking down where he lived, where he was likely to go. It was a blatant misuse of my powers. Stalker. I most clearly remember Blaze. Though, now that I think about it, I may have seen Florence's face a few times on the TV while I was in Terminus. She was always hard at work, promoting her latest books. And I don't know why, but I think I may have seen Elisa and Grace a few times too. I would not be surprised. They both featured prominently on the news. If the results from everyone else are to be believed. Elisa confirmed seeing herself on the news multiple times, as did almost everyone else I asked. Grace, however, she seems rather averse to watching her own performances. Is that all you remember? Hey! Can I get a final confirmation? You got it!
Interesting.
Very interesting. It seems our memory problem runs deeper than I had first anticipated. do you mean? Not only are our memories different to each other, in some cases, there are unexplained gaps, inconsistencies. For instance, you seem to have the strongest memories of the aircraft incident out of all the subjects I interviewed. Moreover, I feel as though I remember all of you from somewhere. So you think you've met me before? More than that, it's as if I knew you well. As a good friend. At the very least, we definitely had to have met. This is very strange. Perhaps we encountered each other at the execution? But he can't have been there. Only high-ranking law enforcement officials should have been present.
My sincerest apologies.
I'll hold off on making any rash assumptions until I finalize the results. But on a purely hypothetical basis, I believe there are two distinct possibilities. One, that our memories have been discreetly taken from us, such that we haven't even realized they have been taken. The assailant would have only removed the important parts, leaving everything else intact. And two, our pre-existing memories may not be what they appear. Are you suggesting that our memories may be the product of artificial implanting? My, you're an astute observer. Precisely. The two conditions that are also not mutually exclusive. It could be that parts of our memories are missing, some of which was never filled. The result of this would then be a gap in our memories for a certain period of time, but other parts may have been implanted with false memories. He raises an interesting point. Why would we even notice? Would we even notice if our memories were false? It would be difficult, even in the best of circumstances. Now, I think it would be a good time to jump deep into the psychological evaluation itself. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Okay, question 1. What do you doubt more? The intentions of your friends, or the intentions of yourself? Ooh. Oh, what do I answer here? Intentions of friends or intentions of myself? What do I doubt more? I'm the type of person who doesn't really trust their friends, to be honest. I know it sounds bad, but I always think the worst. Question 2. Do you feel you could ever be committed to something that is more important than the lives of 14 people? Yeah, my family. Question 3. Do you think a part of yourself exists which could be a real threat to others? I don't know, I'm not really that much of a threatening person, so I'd say no. Question 4. Suppose that you view the world just as fundamentally unjust. Would you seek to change it, even if it may result in chaos? I'd like to think I would. I'm not sure, but I'll choose yes. Question 5. Finally, have you ever questioned the nature of your own reality? Yes. Interesting.
You have certainly exceeded my expectations.
Thank you for offering such a refreshingly honest insight with your answers, and for endowing me with a much better understanding of the type of person you really are. That test. Is he trying to profile us in order to stop another killing? Or does he have another purpose in mind? He has been really suspicious. Say, Sigmund-kun, what is the reason of making such a test? I don't think there is anything stopping you from making an interference. Just thinking about our circumstances, about the bicameral room, it seems there is still much we have to learn about each other. Farewell, Natalia.
Thinking.
I shall keep your answers anonymous, of course. He proceeded to depart from the room, staff in hand. And it was not long after that when, overcome by drowsiness, Huh? What? Huh? What's this? It seems you've tapped into someone's heart. Probably. As promised previously, allow me to explain what's about to happen. The Love Suite is a sequence of scenes available from the candidates whose undergarments you've collected. You can partake in as many or as few as you want, provided you have their undergarments. During these scenes, you'll be endowed with a heightened sense of intuition to minimize the possibility that you'll tip them off as something being amiss, such as by breaking character. Apparently, this person will develop a migraine of godlike proportions if that happens or something. In this sequence, you play the role of their beloved. That is, what they're seeing is not really you, but someone who closely matches their ideal of a special someone. So try not to get the wrong idea. They only treat you as their beloved because they found a way to access their heart. Sound confusing? Well, you got their underwear. It's really just an affirmation of the deep trust you form by spending time with them. But again, you're not really their beloved. You're just someone dropped into the situation who, by the power vested in our undergarments, can somehow intuit exactly what needs to be said and done. Probably. Just thought I'd emphasize it. The candidates can also be quite, different. Just remember what you're seeing is the only one version of them. Locked away in the deepest, darkest recesses of their heart. I'm only driving that point home because of my superiors. They believe that there will be some very confused people if the above were to be skimmed. So strap yourselves in, ladies and gents. It's a love sweet time. Try not to enjoy yourselves too much. Hey, don't want to move.
Sheesh!
That's a response to knocks. You open the door, and a figure tumbles breathlessly into your room.
I will have...
Nani?
Initiating Mind Comp test.
I'm sorry for that. Siri.
Yo, I just found something really fun I could do. So, I have my tab in a small window, right? So in the corner you see the spinning sun, right? I'm gonna move it off screen a little bit, just as one of the points of the sun is moving past, like at the same speed as one of the points, so. About like that. Look at that. Look at that sun now. Alright. Who shall we send in today? Mona, are you okay?
Why?
You look a bit pale.
Leave me out of this.
I think I'll sit this one out.
The silence intensifies.
Mona, what's gotten into you?
Spill!
Stomach not acting up, is it? Shut up, Zeke.
How meaningless.
It's nothing. Just tell me about your findings later. That's strange. What was that all about? Look what you've done, comrade Zeke. Thanks to the precedent you set.
Preposterous!
Not everyone feels entitled to just walk off at their leisure.
I have nothing to say.
And more power to her, I say.
I will have order!
Back to the matter at hand. Shut up, undergarment stealer. Who shall we send in this time?
Fabulous work, comrade.
Does anyone have a fabulous lead?
How delightfully murderous.
I'm not sure about fabulous. Well, I do think next candidate is obvious. Is it?
Please enlighten us.
Do enlighten us, dear lamb. There's no need.
大丈夫
Happy to do it now. After what happened in yesterday's version of the room, the answer is glaringly obvious. Fascinating. Nothing personal, Natalia.
Don't say that.
And no need to explain yourself, Lawrence-chan. But I expect the same in return if everyone knows something about my room now.
Do you consent to these terms?
I just learned no objections.
I will have order.
You'll hear none from me.
Oh! Let's go on a magical journey.
I'll add it to the file.
I'll bring the toilet paper. I thought she said I can't deny I'm also interested to see toilet paper. Oh god, I'm immature. But even then, why do I feel so uneasy? Well, there's no use delaying. Here goes nothing. And so, with Sigmund's words from yesterday heavily weighing on you, you trudge solemnly towards the waiting doors of the bicameral room. As you start to head inside. Huh? Something's wrong.
Everyone.
Jojo Mate! Half the candidates continued walking.
Okay, stay calm.
I mean, stop! Everyone! Everyone stopped in unison. Oh! My apologies, comrade. Well, nearly everyone. Look, the door is already open. Perhaps someone forgot to close it yesterday? No, it was definitely closed when we left the room yesterday.
How illogical.
Sorry, I'm playing with the handle of my drawer. I'm sorry that's making a sound. I made sure of it. Oh?
Interesting.
Did someone already volunteer themselves today?
Do not assume.
Can anyone see inside the room? Oh? Are you suggesting that the room
What a novel idea.
could already have been activated? There's only one way to find out. Can I get a couple of people to come with me? They can act as my witnesses.
For the Great British Empire!
Affirmative, comrade. I'll go too.
As logic dictates.
I trust this will be sufficient. Is that hiccup sufficient enough? Slowly, the three of you creep towards the door. Reaching out for it in tandem, you push it open. As it swung inwards.
Preposterous!
What in the name of Romul is this?
I shall take you on.
Is it safe to join yet? I think it should be fine now. Just as I suspected. Like usual, you cross the threshold into the room. But this time, something was... oh crap. Something was distinctly different. Instead of swimming in and out of focus, the backdrop of the room was already clear as day. appears to be a number cipher of sorts. I thought it was a clock. The symbol under the 8 kind of looks like a 24. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, very good, sir. Any clue what this actually means? Mew?
Was it you?
Did you sneak into the bicameral room before the rest of us? Are you saying she ate the main course?
That shouldn't have been possible!
Then it's seconds too?
Lay off.
Dare I ask why you're automatically assuming this is Miyu's room? Just because there's some weird floaty number pattern doesn't mean it's hers. Yeah, it would be just zeros or ones, because get it? She's binary. No, nothing. Oh, okay. Why, I bet if this was a dimly lit room with a table and crystal ball. Actually, I'll set this debate out. Do carry on.
Logical error detected.
But I've never been in this room before. How could I have activated it?
This just in.
How about the numbers? Do they mean something to you?
Spill! The numbers, Miyu. What do they mean? Oh, clap.
It's no good.
Multiple system failures detected.
I'm running that sequence through my database and it's coming up blank. Frap! Rearranging the numbers has so far also failed to yield any results. There's an upside down 2. An upside down 5. Those are also reflections. Like, you see that, right? No, they're not reflections. Never mind. There's a lot of upside down numbers. What could this mean? It looks like someone tried to host the Olympics but failed miserably. Because you see like the Olympic logo.
Is this really Miyu's room? Or was the room activated at some other time? By someone else?
This could be Mona.
I don't know why, but I just have this feeling that somehow we're being misled by some dangerous assumptions. Hey, Gilmore!
I was wondering when you guys would call.
Was he lurking the whole time?
Answer me this. Is there anything important about the room
We're airing this uncut.
that you have yet to tell us? Huh? Such as? That was my question. You're supposed to be the one telling us. Okay, let's start with this. When exactly does the room reset? What? That's obvious.
What rubbish!
It's right at this time every day, isn't it? Oh god. Huh? You mean?
Preposterous!
But you said... I said its form changes every day.
Oh, what's this?
I didn't say when. I can't believe all of you fell for such a simple psychological trick.
How disappointing.
You're worse than the witnesses in Kin's Daiichi. Great show, by the way. So you're saying that all someone would have needed to do it to activate this room is find out when it changes and sneak over? Perhaps, Perhaps not. Who can say? Now, I trust that'll be all your questions? Yes?
Myself.
He sank back beneath the floorboards, the sound of his laughter fading away into the distance. If it is as Grace hypothesized, then someone has indeed found out when this room resets. And not only did they calibrate the room by themselves,
How illogical.
they neglected to tell the rest of us about any of this.
It wasn't me.
Who could that person be, I wonder? He's looking at the room. It appears that the terms low for jobs. This is on par with yesterday.
How should I put it? The writing is on the wall.
Is it?
Gracefully.
Literally.
Let us make haste with our precautions. I propose first of all that someone make a precise replica of the cipher.
Thinking!
Is anyone here good with their hands? Pierce, we've been through this already with your undergarments. Shut the fuck up. Anyone else?
Leave it to me. My artistic talent is second only to my writing skills.
Moreover, I think it would be best to preserve the scene as it is.
My logic is infallible.
I suggest we have 2 people on watch at all times, from now until midnight. Why not after midnight too? I have a suggestion actually. Mona's nighttime persona dabbles in inventions, does she not?
The possibilities are endless.
I think I'll approach her later to ask if she can establish a surveillance system here.
Very good, sir.
If everything else is in order, I would like to volunteer myself for the nighttime shift.
I trust that this is satisfactory.
A slot right after dinner would be perfect.
Why?
Yeah, okay.
But Dash, that's what we're supposed to rehearse for.
Just a coincidence, ma'am. Very well. Shall we draft a provisional schedule, at least until we can arrange for Mona to establish the surveillance network?
Mm-hmm.
If it's even possible. I have faith in their talents. Oh, and one more thing.
As logic dictates.
To help us get our mind off this bicameral room business, why don't we schedule the play performances for tomorrow morning?
Don't
Oh,
you
no.
start.
Have you lost your mind? That's way too soon.
What's your condition?
Were you planning to do anything else tonight? Well... I just don't like this.
I don't see any problems.
Let's do it together.
It just means we'll have to work extra hard in the meantime, don't we, Dash?
I love their, little friendship. Oh, not you too! That settles it. Make sure you sort this out among yourselves.
How enlightening!
Among us.
No.
Come tomorrow, perfection will be expected. After helping draft up a monitoring schedule and discussing the plays for a little while longer, we decided to head back to the school. That same night. And for my signature special... It seems we're missing a few people.
Nearly everyone, actually.
Huh?
What's going on?
Gracefully.
Perhaps they're still practicing their lines? We had to cut a few corners to finish that scene, didn't we, Dash? But I wonder where the rest of our group is.
If I can take time off from my lines to make dinner, then there's no excuse for not finding the time to eat it. Absolutely no excuses. Very good, ma'am. Oh, I love those two. Oh, one of them is gonna die. Oh. You started to eat. Just as you were about to take your second bite. Come, quickly! Something terrible has happened.
Don't try anything funny.
About damn time you showed up. The food's getting cold. We've got bigger fish to fry right now. Bigger than Dash's trademark barramunt. Please stop. Just come. We're wasting time. Oh my god, did another murder happen already? You follow Sigmund as he sprinted out of the school in the general direction of the bicameral room. However, when you were nearly there, he stopped and made an abrupt turn.
But this is the way to...
When you arrived at the scene, you could feel a strong metallic smell permeating the air. One as powerful as it was familiar.
No, it couldn't be.
As you walked in, nothing could prepare you for what you saw. No.
Whoa.
Screw this!
What is this?
As the world around you swirled out of focus, a familiar chime went off in the background, punctuating the deathly pallor of the room. No. A body has just been discovered.
After a certain amount of time passed, the class trial will begin.
Who died?
Danganronpa.